Hello, children. This is Grandma Carla, and I'm going to read some of Choice Stories for Children with you. And this one is called Maddie's Prize. What was Maddie turning over and over in her hand, looking admiringly at it all the while? Every now and then a ripple of laughter broke from her lips. She was sitting on the floor in the front room, wishing Mother would wake up to hear of her good fortune and help her admire this wonderful prize. It would not do to awaken her, for she was getting over a long, severe sickness. Maddie, though only 8 years old, knew that every hour of sleep was bringing her mother nearer to health again. Still, it was trying for her to sit quietly with such a wonderful thing to tell. She at last decided she could wait no longer, and she went to find Aunt Fanny. Aunt Fanny was getting dinner, but she looked up with a smile as Maddie put her rosy face in at the door. "Is your mother still asleep, Maddie?" she asked. "Yes. What did Dr. Morris say today?" "He thinks she will soon be about again. He said it would do her a great deal of good to take a ride, but we must give that up." "Why, Aunt Fanny?" "Because we cannot spare the money. You know, dear, your mother's sickness not only keeps her from her students, but it takes many hours from her sewing. We shall have to live very economically for a long while to keep out of debt. So, you see, we cannot spare $5 for a ride." "Will it cost that much?" "Yes, Maddie. It's no use to go with a little city drive. What your mother needs is a good breath of country or sea air, and it will take a long ride to get that. It is such a lovely afternoon, too," she added regretfully. "Aunt Fanny, we will go. You get Mama ready, and I will make the arrangements. What time should we start?" "It's nearly 12. Say 1 o'clock, said Aunt Fanny as the little girl rushed off. It was well for her that the invalid was awake when she returned, for her delightful news certainly would not keep much longer. Her mother was waiting as impatiently as Aunt Fanny for an explanation, and the happy child was eager to give it. "We were all in school this morning, Mother, when Miss Stratton told us that some great man, I did not catch his name, was going around the building to see how our new school was managed. After a few minutes, he came in with 4 or 5 other men. We went through some of the exercises and sang for him. Then he said, 'Now I want to hear some of the little girls read aloud. I will give this to the best reader.' And he held up something. I could not see what. Miss Stratton called up 5 girls to read, and I was among them. When it came my turn, Mother, I remembered all that you had told me about punctuation, distinctness, and expression, and I tried my best. I was the last, and when I finished, he said, 'This little girl has fairly earned the prize,' and he put it in my hand. 'See, Mama?' And Maddie held out her treasure, a $5 bill. I danced all the way home, and I found you asleep, and then I sat down and I tried to think of all I could buy for $5. I wanted to run right out and get you some oranges and grapes and all sorts of good things. I wanted to buy you a new pair of slippers. Yours are so shabby. I wanted to get you—" "Stop, stop, little daughter. Did you not want to buy something for yourself with your $5? "Oh, Mama, I have everything I want." I thought I heard a little girl wishing for a new hat and shoes. "Oh, the old ones will do. Wouldn't I look nice," said Maddie scornfully, "buying myself hats and shoes when you were sick?" Well, I was trying to decide what to buy and went to ask Aunt Fanny, and she told me about the good that a ride would do you. So, Mama, we will go for a ride down to the seashore and make you well and strong again. But, Maddie, it seems too bad to take your prize from you so soon. Too bad, as if I cared for the money half as much as I care to get you well. Besides, Mother, if you had not taken so much pains to teach me to read well, I would never have had the prize. So you see, it's really yours after all. Now you let me help Aunt Fanny dress you. Isn't it beautiful to see you have a hat on again? It would be quite beyond my power of description to give you any idea of that ride. The best part of it, for the little girl, was the sight of a faint flush upon her mother's pale cheeks and a new light in her eyes, a stronger, clearer ring to her weak voice. After happy, tired Maddie was fast asleep in her own little bed, the mother said, "I was downhearted, Fanny, thinking I must give up the struggle for health. but my little daughter's gift must be repaid by making every effort to get well again. I will get well for her sake. Yes, indeed, Aunt Fanny said heartily, for there are not so many little girls who would have no thought of self after winning such a prize. So here's the picture of little Maddie going in to see her mother, and it says, I tried my best, and when I had finished, the man said, this little girl has fairly earned the prize. And he put in my hand a $5 bill, and she spent it to help make her mother better. And I think that's a precious little story. This is Grandma Carla with Choice Stories for Children, and I will see you tomorrow.